So, RIC-HARD, what was the final score?
Hold on a second. I've got some late submission picks in here. They're from Bogey and J Few. Yeah, let me just toss those aside. Big Al won.
Welcome to TFS Pod, otherwise known as the Few Show Podcast. This is 24/7 Lou, and that's...
It's RIC-HARD, and you know the rules. Late submissions, invalid.
And that's...
the one-man band, and all my Hail Marys got swatted.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, folks, here we are. Welcome. This is our post-Survivor Series aftermath show where we reveal we go review what happened on Survivor Series and who won our predictions battle. And, RIC-HARD, give us that scoreboard. Whoa.
All right. So... Here's the here we go. We actually got someone new finally got a scoreboard in the unweighted scoreboard. So in the end, Big Al got the win. He got a clean sweep, actually, called every match except for the cash-in, so he lost the point. But he still had the lead. He called every match. And Big Al has put himself on the unweighted scoreboard among everybody, which is at 4 points for Lou, 10 points for me, 2 points for One Man Band, and 1 point for Big Al now. So, and then everybody else is at 0. But the scoreboard everybody really wants to ask about is the weighted scoreboard, which took into effect after WrestleMania, which is at currently with the top 3 still unchanged.
Yes.
Lou, yes, I know.
Yes.
I know you. Lou, we'll get to why Lou's so excited because this was definitely not his night. This was definitely not Lou's night. The scoreboard says, Lou, you're at 8 points. I'm at 9. One Man Band, you're at 6. J Few, you're at 2. And Big Al and Ryan, well, actually, no, they're not tied anymore. Big Al's at 2 also, so he's tied with J Few there.
Oh, okay.
And Rhino's at 1. And Bogey's still at 0.
It's a big bogey.
Oh.
But Lou, you can't give Bogey any more grief now because when it comes to 0, shall we talk about your night?
Oh, come on.
No,
let's talk about your night. Your night makes me happy about my night.
No. All right, we need to talk. I want to talk about the turnaround that this show had, only because of how it started and how we were all kind of like joking about it for a bit.
Let's go through the matches and then we'll get to that part as the matches went along.
Yeah, because this whole night for the first half was just One Man Band looking at it like, oh my god, my pick's gonna win. No.
Yeah,
for real. Jesus Christ, man.
So we can start with the pre-show. The Battle Royal didn't have any of our picks.
Whoa. Wait a minute. I gotta stop you there because we gotta mention one of the biggest things that happened in the pre-show.
What happened?
30 years ago, he appeared.
Oh gosh.
30-year anniversary of this guy coming in and changing the industry. 30 years ago, the Gobbledygooker appeared.
I was just about to say, yes, that was...
And
he came from an egg.
After 30 years, he finally wins a championship. He pins R-Truth.
That's right.
To win the 24/7 championship in the pre-show. It was one of the biggest moments of the night, I would say.
Now, what I would love to know... I would like to know if it was actually that was in the shoot, like back in 30 years ago. I'd love to know if it was actually him.
Right.
I highly doubt that because I'm pretty sure he said at some point, "Gobble gobble, I'm champ," something like that. He said he shouted that. I kid you not.
Then
he ran off. And then he tried to run off. I think he lost one of his like prop legs.
Yeah.
In the process.
But okay. What was the battle? The Battle Royal was the first one match.
All right, the Battle Royal was the first match, and me and Lou immediately were like out of the running because none of our picks were in it.
Where were you, Lars?
Wait, did Shelton Benjamin actually show up for mine?
Shelton Benjamin was in it, and we were joking the entire time. We were like, "Man, they're looking good," because the beginning of the match me and Lou actually were like half and half talking like, man, if Shelton Benjamin actually wins, I think we should really give him a point.
Yeah, you were that close, by the way. You were that close.
Well, it wasn't exactly that close, but it was looking really good early on. So Hurt Business, you had Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin in the ring, and they were tossing people out. And we're just like, wow, I think they're going to do it. I think they're going to do it. And then he got eliminated, and we were like, okay. And I was just like, whew, no point for one man band.
Hey,
somebody was clapping. I'm not going to say who.
I predicted that one of my guys that I picked actually was in the Battle Royale. I'm actually surprised.
Out of the TBAs, yeah, because we had no idea who would be in it, what would happen. But ultimately, Miz won, and he pointed at the Money in the Bank briefcase. He even does the phone gesture. He's like, "Call your friends," like he's gonna cash in, and then nothing happened.
I called my friends; they were waiting for it.
He's like, "Call your friends. It's gonna." I'm like, yeah. It's been 10 years, Miz. Come on. Nothing.
God.
And that was the pre-show, which was a pretty interesting start. I thought that was a good red herring. Then we got the opening match, which was a surprise, incredible surprise. They actually did the men's 5-on-5 match, and SmackDown got demolished. As I like to say, the B show just got completely confirmed what I said before. 2019 was a fluke. NXT was SmackDown piggybacked off of NXT's momentum, and that's why Raw did so poorly. But ultimately, the A show 5-0 just destroyed SmackDown.
Yeah, the SmackDown superstars that are on Raw won it for Raw. Yes, you are correct on that.
Okay, all right. Okay.
AJ Styles was on SmackDown. You had the champion, the former champion on SmackDown, Braun Strowman. The Celtic Warrior was was also
Sheamus,
on SmackDown.
He was also on SmackDown. Damn.
Sheamus on SmackDown. Otis, who was such a great, wonderful story we had during the summer with him and the love of his life, Mandy.
Yeah, that went nowhere.
So yeah. So
the B show lost, bro. It is what it is. It is what it is, Lou. Just come on.
Look, I know my prediction on the night for predictions was for SmackDown to win it, but I know for the longest time I've been
picked SmackDown for both team matches, and boy, did it cost you.
and you know why? You know what's messed up about it? Because before that, for weeks I've been saying, yeah, Raw's going to win it because I need the help. And look what happened. I was right, but I wasn't right. I was wrong on the predictions.
Lou. You can say what you will. At the end of the day, you got 0 points. And so did One Man Band, which was an early theme going on. Right? Mm-hmm. So right after that, we had Street Profits versus New Day and hard-fought match. Big E did not get involved. And Street Profits pulled out the win. And as my friend said, he now no longer wants to buy the Gears of War DLC.
Oh, you know what? I was watching that match. I wanted to really see what happened with Big E.
Before, I don't want the reference to fly over everybody's head. Apparently, New Day's in Gears of War now.
Yeah, I saw that.
And they were hyping that up. And my friend was like, "I don't want to buy the game anymore because losers are in it."
Oh my god!
I'm just like, that's not how that works, but okay.
Now, I did really want to see one of the predictions you guys made, which was Big E would interfere, which it didn't happen, but that would have been interesting.
It would have, but I think Andrew made a good point during our last show that Big E turning on the New Day doesn't really do anything because they're on separate shows. So you could save that for later, or not touch it because they move merch, which is a good point.
Yeah.
So the night went on, and you both still had 0 points on the board. Then the next match happened, and it was Bobby Lashley versus Sami Zayn. And One Man Band made the bold pick of Sami Zayn scoring off an upset, right? At Ginger Fidel Castro getting the point on the board for one man band, right?
Yep, man.
He went against everybody. Went against everybody else's picks, four on one, and then Sami Zayn, who was facing a 4-on-1.
Right. Yeah.
I was actually getting worried because they were teasing like, oh, one of them's gonna hit him, and then they get DQ'd, and then they did the whole like, oh, Sammy tripped over MVP, even though MVP didn't touch him. And he's like, oh, wow, I tripped. And then MVP actually did touch him when the ref wasn't looking, threw him in the ring.
Yeah. And
Sammy lost. But, yeah, so at that point, Lou actually managed to get a point on the board.
Yes!
And Woman Man was still at 0, right?
Yeah!
And we at this point we had a little sidebar, and we're all like, oh man, Ben, like, it's not looking real good for you. There was actually a real possibility at this point that One Man Band could get negative points if his luck kept going, and then Miz didn't cash in. You could have ended up with negative points.
Yep.
Right. And we were making we were kind of making that joke like, wow, that's gonna look really bad. And boy, howdy did the night turn around. Because the very next match, it's Sasha Banks versus Asuka, right?
Yes.
And Lou went Asuka, I went Asuka, and this was what cost me the night too, because Big Al got the lead with this match.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I had picked Asuka, but One Man Band and Big Al had both picked Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks got the win. It was a surprise. It was a surprise. It's weird. I mean, I didn't get the booking to that, but I said, all right, whatever. I think it was just to balance out the points for the both shows.
Well, not even so much that. I think more than anything is like they're trying to build Sasha Banks strong, and you guys know better than anybody her track record after winning titles has been horrible. Yep. Like, she loses almost always. Actually, I think every time she lost. And
the immediate rematch, yeah.
So it just, even though it was a non-title bout, you had to do something to clean her image up a little bit, man, because her 50-50 booking was non-existent. Like, just,
it was more 80-20.
Yeah, exactly. So you had to do something to fix that image of hers, man. So I kind of went with that. I said, I have a feeling that she's going to win just because of that. Because otherwise, in any other situation, I think she would have lost. But
Asuka could take the hit and not.
Yeah, she could take the hit.
She had less riding on it, I think.
Yeah,
which is a good point.
She's bulletproof at this point.
I wouldn't say that, but she's getting there.
Asuka, yeah, I would say.
All right. So this was the thing that tied the score up for last place for Lou and One Man Band, right? And then it all started to go downhill for you, Lou.
Man.
Because your pick of Team SmackDown to win the 5-on-5 match on the women's side.
Yeah, man.
That came back to haunt you.
And one of you guys predicted Lana to win too, but not like that. But one of you guys predicted Lana.
I had predicted Lana. So, that reminds me. I had actually called who would be the first to be eliminated on the show for both team matches. I had said Seth Rollins is probably gonna get eliminated quickly.
Oh man.
I had not predicted that way. That was strange. He just told Sheamus to bro kick him. I was kind of getting those vibes when he made the entrance, and he kind of felt like he didn't want to be there. And then I said the same thing about Bayley. Bayley would be like, "Oh, I'm the captain," all this stuff, and then she gets eliminated.
Yeah. But
going back to it, the women's 5-on-5 match was a lot less one-sided.
Mm-hmm.
And so you had Bayley get eliminated. Then, if I'm not mistaken, Peyton Royce got eliminated.
Yeah.
Followed by Natalya gets eliminated. Then Ruby Riott got eliminated, and it went to 4-on-2. 4-on-2. Liv Morgan, I believe, got the pinfall on Lacey Evans. Yeah, she got a pinfall on Lacey Evans, then got eliminated by Nia Jax, 3-on-1. And the whole time, by the way, the whole time during this match, Lana only tagged in once.
In the beginning.
And then her whole team bullied her because she had smeared lipsticks. I'm kidding. Not because of that. Her whole team told her to stand on the steps and not tag back in.
Stay outside and tell Miro too.
That was so. I felt so bad watching that. I felt so bad. So I don't know. I don't know about you guys. I actually have a theory here. And it might be they want to make fun of that. Maybe they're ribbing on that, but also
let her win.
Could it possibly also be that they're protecting her because she can't wrestle that well, and she's still in training, and they want her to have some storyline that revolves around her getting face reactions. Because let's not forget, she was being a terrible person to Rusev in storyline.
Oh yeah.
Throughout most of 2019. So to some degree, maybe this is balancing out the booking there.
Yeah.
To make her sympathetic.
What a change, right? From the beginning, ravishing Russian Lana to how the way she's portrayed now.
Yeah, it's a super change, but I think it's to protect her because she can't go in the ring fully to the extent that they want her to, but they want her to have a storyline there. And that's just me. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is bullying. That it's kind of terrible that the company known for Be a Star is actively bully a wrestler on screen. But she didn't get put through a table. She didn't get put through a table.
I was surprised. I was waiting for that.
And I was worried. I was worried too because the table had been set.
We said two.
And Nia Jax was and Nia.
She was about to suffer the sins of Miro once again.
And then Lana didn't get put through the table, and I was like, wow, that's good. Wow, and the entire time, me and my friend were on edge, like, get out of the ring, run away.
yeah, I was saying it too in our chat. Get out, run, get out of there, get away, go to the stage, go to the
but the ref stopped Nia Jax.
Oh,
and I was like, wow, cool. And that was creative booking, I think. That was interesting. It actually protected Bianca Belair in a certain degree too.
Yeah. She still looks strong.
But overall, at this point, the night changes, right?
Oh.
So Lou, at this point, and you know exactly what I'm talking about here, because there was one match left, one official match left, and maybe potentially another match. But at this point, One Man Band had 2 points. He was safe, but you still had only just the one. Because you picked the B show on both the 5-on-5 matches.
Oh.
But anyways.
You know what? I'm going to have to allow you to say the B show because Raw needed the help, and that's why they won.
No. As you said 1 year ago during Survivor Series. As you said 1 year ago during Survivor Series, numbers don't lie. And the scoreboard read Raw 1. NXT, I believe it was NXT 4, SmackDown 2.
Yeah.
So we're gonna acclaim this right now. Both 5-on-5 matches, Raw got the win, 2-0.
Yes, and last year that win for NXT did wonders for NXT. Didn't win them the Wednesday night battle, the Wednesday night wars, but it did wonders for them. So yes, the show that needs the help always wins.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe it'll turn around for them. Either way. So we go into the main event. One Man Band has 2 points, so he's safe from a 0 or negative points. You, on the other hand, only have 1 point on the board in your predictions. And if a cash-in did not occur and your star did not win the main event, you would have been at 0. So what happens? We had, for starters, I want to say McIntyre versus Reigns was actually really good.
Yeah, it was
very well done. Andrew, I think you said you didn't catch all of it near the end.
No, at all.
But essentially, Reigns was doing some impressive spots with McIntyre. He actually put him through a table.
Nice.
Hold on,
which makes sense.
I want to ask Andrew something.
Go ahead.
What's up?
Andrew, now I know you couldn't catch all of that match, but what you were on pins and needles waiting for a Miz to cash in, right?
Absolutely. And you guys know the reason why. Today was the 10-year anniversary of his last cash in. Come on, man. Like, why did they not? I mean, I do know now. Like, I get it. I think it's just because since the Undertaker was 30-year anniversary, I think they did not want to take the taint of that and say, okay, Miz cashing in was something that they remember. They'd rather have the Undertaker. Now let's see tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
You know, they may very well pull a Edge and Batista style, like Batista bomb, CM Punk comes out, cashes in, wins, done. They could probably pull something like that. I mean,
Orton attacks McIntyre, Miz cashes in later on.
Yeah, I mean, it could very well happen. So they'll say, hey, listen, look, you're not going to cash in on the day of the 10-year anniversary, but you can cash in the day after.
Yeah,
now
10 years and one day later.
That's on the booking, because the whole Undertaker thing, I don't know. Was it better at the end? Or would have been better in the middle of the show, or before the end?
So here's an interesting point I want to make here, because this was coming through my mind as I was watching Reigns versus McIntyre, right? I had a friend over, by the way. I had a friend over, and he actually was like, Brock Lesnar's going to come out and beat them both up, and then Taker's going to come out and beat up Brock for some reason. And then the lights will go out and they'll disappear, and then you'll have Miz cash in or something like that. And then I also was like, what about if Miz cashes in, wins the title, and then just to because he can celebrate the next night on Raw, you could just have Taker come out and tombstone him. Not to set up a match or anything, just one final tombstone. And then, here's another what if that somebody threw at me, which I was like, what? I was like, that'd be crazy. And somebody said, what if Miz cashes in during the champion versus champion match, and he cashes in on McIntyre, right? But he cashes in mid-match, so it becomes a triple threat. And then Reigns wins and becomes dual champion.
Oh.
That would have been totally undermining.
Yeah. I said that's ridiculous. I was like, that's complicated, that's convoluted, seems a little too creative for WWE. And I said, but it would undermine the brand split, so they just might do it.
And then Taker would attack Reigns for his defense.
And then say, this is my yard, yeah. Like one man said. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
But none of that happens.
None of that.
None of that happens.
All that stuff was on the floor of the WWE creative team's office in the trash.
Yeah, we all submitted this as like potential ideas, and they were like, no, doesn't make enough sense.
Vince doesn't like it.
Be like, or no, makes too much sense. No, we're WWE. No.
It's not crazy enough. No.
No.
Too obvious.
Can't give the fans what they want. No.
Which is, again, goes back to my argument. They never want to make the fans happy.
Nope, exactly.
Got to stick it to them. Got to stick it to them every now and again.
Piss them off.
What we got instead was McIntyre hits the Claymore, ref bump, Jey Uso comes out, Reigns hits a low blow, Uso hits a super kick, spear. No, not spear. Guillotine choke. Ref comes out, calls the match for Reigns.
RIC-HARD, I don't know if it was me or what, but on the TV when I was watching that, when I saw Reigns, I saw One Man Band's head on it. When I saw McIntyre, I saw my head on that one, on his body. And all that you just described, he was doing to me, which, go ahead, what happened at the end with the scoreboard?
So at the end of the scoreboard, we were all on pins and needles, right? And Reigns walked up to the stage. He walked up to the stage. He gave Jey Uso the embrace. He was like, "You did good." And we were all looking at our screen, going, "Oh, is Miz gonna come out? This guy's going to come out, walk past them, and cash in? No, he's not. And I couldn't put the negative in. I couldn't put the negative in because the night wasn't over. They did the Undertaker thing, but ultimately there was no cash in. Lou, we all got a negative point, but Lou, you lost your 1 point that you got for the night, and your final score for the night was actually 0.
I got kicked in the groin. I got speared, and I lost my point.
Yeah, and it was one of those things. It was just one of those things.
But why do I feel happy that I lost?
Because I didn't win.
Yeah.
Because none of us won.
Nobody won. You didn't catch up to me. One Man Band didn't catch up to me, and you didn't go ahead for me. So we all stay right in the same spot.
We all stay stagnant. Big Al you see, this is why all the extra competitors were thrown in. It was just it was to protect you and hurt me, so that it's like, oh, even if I don't win, RIC-HARD won't win either.
Yeah, what bastards.
Oh man,
I told you I was calling Vince.
The fix is in.
What? So let's just say if you had to give Survivor Series 2020 a grade, what would you give it?
All right, there we go.
So the last thing, what really put it over the edge was the emotional farewell, because I don't know if you all know this, and maybe people listening don't know this. I'm a huge Undertaker fan.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
He's my all-time favorite. 30 years in the business. It was a little weird that they had everybody come out, stand in the ring, show the video package, and then they're all gone so that Vince can be in. I was just like, oh, I get it. Pandemic. He's old. Okay.
They all should have stood around the ring in this clap or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised by that. But then Taker came out. He said a few words. He didn't say much. He stayed in character, but he addressed the fact that his character can rest in peace. He did the pose, signature pose, everything. There was a part of me where it was lingering, where I thought, oh man, is the Fiend going to come out?
Oh my God. Nope, in the trash room, WWE offices.
No, but they kept the moment sacred. It was a touching, feel-good moment.
Yeah.
And that wins emotional points with me, even though it wasn't a match. It didn't add quality to the show. It added something special to it. Overall, I didn't have a problem with the show. I liked it. Raw came out ahead in most of the matches. So even though it ended up coming 3-3 on the scoreboard, Raw did come ahead in the team matches. So
what would you give it?
I'm gonna give it out of what's the rating scale?
Yeah, like from A, B, C, D, F.
So A. I'll say A minus.
Okay.
A minus.
Cool.
Yeah. My boy McIntyre didn't win. And there was no Miz cash in. Oh, yeah. That would have been the cherry on top. I would have given it an A+ if they would have done that.
Yep. Absolutely.
That's my score. That's my grading. All in all, good job, WWE.
What about you, my man? What do you give it? I'll give you mine in a minute.
I'm because of the Undertaker farewell thing, I'm gonna give it a B minus.
B minus.
That's
yeah,
I think you're just saying that. How much of this is just salt because of the lack of points?
Not really because of that. I think just because like the missed cash in, I feel that because of that missed opportunity, it could have really been. It could have really been something, Like, we talked about this, the insufferable heel. 10 years ago on this day, I cashed in and became the WWE champion, and once again, I did it, I feel like that would have been must-see TV, man. That really would have been, like Miz TV says, must-see TV. It would have been so good.
Uh-huh.
But
I think that speaks a little bit to how we're grading it, though. But you do have a point.
All right.
Are we grading it on what we got and the quality of it versus what it could have been? And I agree with you. What it could have been versus what we got, missed opportunity. If I was grading on that, I would probably agree with you. I would give it a B, a solid B, not a B+ or B-.
You said A minus.
I said A- based on what we got.
hold on. Let me give you my take on it.
Based on what we got.
I would give it an A plus. But
A plus.
No, I'm sorry, not A plus. I made a mistake. I'm sorry, my fault. B plus. Sorry, B plus. B plus. I would have given it, okay. And I would have given it the B plus. Yes, if it would have had. I mean, the A plus if it would have had a cash in. I would have given it one more. But the flow of the show was good. I mean, yeah. Basically, putting aside my prediction stuff, I liked it, but I don't know. It was just like a regular. It was another one. I'm not gonna say throwaway, but I'm having that taste. I feel like it was a throwaway. So,
I mean, there were no title changes unless you count the 24/7 title stuff.
Yeah, no, that's just for the.
But that doesn't. I don't think that counts. When the gobbledygooker wins the title and then loses it on the same night, I don't think.
But my thing is, I'm basing it on the matches that we had, and I am giving it. I would give it, like I said, I would have given it an A plus if it would have had a cash in. But because it didn't, I'll give it a B plus. And also, too, I would have given it even less if we didn't have the Undertaker thing at the end. The Undertaker thing at the end, for me, gave it a good point. It made it a good show, a good ending to it. But if it didn't have that as matches, to rate it by matches, and what happened, it's on the edge of that throwaway for me. But yeah, that's how I saw it. I was just because the thing is that we had so many heel versus heel, face versus face. So the tensions too.
Don't you like that though? Don't you like that?
I like it, but in some of them, it just wasn't working. I don't know. It just didn't feel right. Even though I'm the one that always says I prefer it to be all mixed. I don't care. I want it to be mixed, but I want each to be stronger. In this case, they weren't. I didn't feel like that. So like how I see it in AEW whenever that happens. So. That's my take on it. So I'm giving it a B plus, and it could have done better. It would have been much more exciting if we had a cash in based on the history that was going on. And mind you, this is stuff that's off screen that we don't. That if you're watching wrestling for the first time, you didn't know about that. So what? You didn't care about that. But if you knew wrestling history, you knew that this was a date that he had cashed in. Yeah. Then you would feel yes, A plus. So that's how I feel about it. So that's my take on it.
All right. So, solid take, gentlemen.
Yep. All right. So there we go, and that was our WWE Survivor Series aftermath show. But we haven't done in a long time. One last question.
Oh boy.
One last question.
Here we go.
All right, Rick-Hard, you ready?
No. I've got the question. Here we go. All right, here we go. And this one goes to 24/7 Lou.
Oh, no.
Lou, I have to ask you. Who do you think had the worst night? Was it you getting 0 points on the board in the overall predictions for the night? Or JP and both?